Somehow
Tramlink
returned.
Tramlink was a proposed light rail operator for Stepford County Railway, with stops at Whitney Green, Robinson Way, Greenslade, Burley Denton Road, West Berrily, Victoria, Hallam Square and Whitefield Lido. There were also 2 unconfirmed stops due to tram infrastructure being built around them, these being Stepford Town and Benton. However, due to the incomplete network, the exact amount of stops planned is unknown. With the release of version 1.0, much of the infrastructure was scrapped or left abandoned. And during the 2020 October Q&A session, the cancellation of Tramlink was officially confirmed.
We've made it quite clear that Tramlink is not something we are planning on anytime soon, if ever.
The reasons for cancellation included SCR being a heavy rail train simulator, and so a light rail system would not fit in. Trams and trains having major differences, and the creation of pointless road networks. Prior to this, Tramlink was never cancelled, with the director stating that it was at the bottom of the list in priority. However, messages from Bantech implied that Tramlink was already cancelled before this. However, in 2026 with the version 2.3 update, trams were revived in the game, this time under Metro, using the Class 398 tram trains. The Class 398 has a top speed of 62 miles per hour, or 100 kilometers per hour, making it the second slowest driveable train in SCR. This means that it is the first train in the game to have a top speed in miles per hour that is not divisible by 5. It costs 3,000 points, with an extra 800 for the double variant, making it the most expensive train on Metro. Upon release, some players were able to buy it for half the price using the Happy 2026 code, which was supposed to expire on the 7th of January. This was fixed in version 2.3.1. The Class 398 is the first and only train in the game to change its horn to a bell when moving from heavy rail to tram sections, and vice versa.
Platform A.
The single variant of the tram is the shortest Metro train at 40.07 meters. It also has the lowest tops number of any Metro train. Despite it having battery power, the Class 398 cannot drive R137 as this route is exclusive to the Class 756. The Class 398 is also the 3rd train in the game to only have 1 pair of doors on each side of every coach, with the others being the Class 745 and the Class 755. It is also the 5th train in the game to be added prior to entering service in real life. The others include the Class 730, the Class 720, the Class 701 and the Class 331. The first sneak peek of the Class 398 was on the 16th of November 2025. With the electrifying the future teaser of 2.3, showing the trams at Whitney Green. Whitney Green is a terminating tram stop. It was added on the 16th of December 2017, but took 8 years for the station to be rebuilt in version 2.3 with a new elevated and ground section level. Interestingly, the Tramlink tracks were electrified in version 1.4.1, creating speculation that Tramlink was coming back. However, former developer Mattyx 2013 said that the Tramlink tracks were only electrified because it would look bland if only Waterline had it. In version 1.7, grass was added to the Tramlink tracks at Whitney Green to potentially signify that they will not return. This for some reason was removed in version 1.8. Tramlink tracks have a different colour, with the rails being black, very dark black, almost black blue, I don't know. Whitney Green is currently the only station in the game to be split by multiple signalling zones, with the Waterline platforms being in Zone 6 and the tram platforms being in Zone 3. Robinson Way is a tram stop located after Whitney Green. Originally being intended as a Tramlink stop, it remained abandoned until version 2.3, where it was rebuilt as part of Metro. It is one of only 2 stations which reopened after being abandoned, so not demolished, with the other being Coxley Newtown. Before version 1.7, players could walk beyond Greenslade to Burley Denton Road and West Berrily. In version 1.7.1, the Tramlink tracks went into an inaccessible tunnel just after Greenslade, with the tram stop itself having an upgrade. On the 3rd of December 2025, the sneak peek for Greenslade was released. This caused confusion amongst the community due to its platform layer and the signs making it seem like there were 2 words, leading to theories that it was Port Benton, a new station, or just Greenslade. And in version 2.3, Greenslade was overhauled, with the Tramlink platforms being removed as the tram platforms are now partly shared by Waterline, with a brand new terminating platform towards Berrily. Berrily Denton Road was a Tramlink stop after Greenslade. It was demolished in version 1.7, but reopened as Denton Road in 2.3 as part of Metro. Originally, Berrily Denton Road had 2 elevated platforms for Tramlink and 2 ground level platforms for high speed before its demolition. With a gap of 0.14 miles or 225 meters, Denton Road and Berrily are the 2 closest stations in the game, beating 0.17 miles or 274 meters between Port Benton and Morganstown docks. So if you ever miss your tram, you can simply run to the next stop to get on it. And the first sneak peek of Denton Road released on the 30th of November 2025 with the caption of snaking our way towards the next update. West Berrily was an elevated Tramlink stop just after Berrily Denton Road. It was demolished in version 1.7 and did not return in version 2.3. Platform A and B at Berrily are the only platforms in the game to be at a gradient. Hallam Square was a Tramlink stop between Stepford Victoria and Stepford Central. It had a level crossing, a road parallel to it, a large public square with a fountain and a red building nearby. It was demolished in the big update, with the site now being located in a body of water. Hallam Square was named after its builder, Zach Hallam. The Stepford Bay branch can only be operated by the Class 389 and 755 due to a lack of electrification. Tramlink uses a dark teal colour. Tram signals were added in version 2.3 between Berrily to Whitney Green. The signals include a vertical line meaning proceed, a horizontal line meaning danger, and a diagonal line telling the driver which track they are being routed on, as seen just before Whitney Green. Interestingly, SCR does not use this tram signal, which means stop unless it is unsafe to do so. There are 4 routes that are only exclusive to the Class 398. These are R139, which is Greenslade to Stepford Bay via Ellesmere Junction, R142, which is Whitney Green to Stepford Bay via Barton, R143, which is Stepford Central to Whitney Green via Ellesmere Junction, and R144, which is Stepford Victoria to Greenslade via Barton. And finally, it is clear that the new tram trains on Metro is inspired by the South Wales Metro, especially the Cardiff Crossrail, with the same rolling stock, similar colours, Cadoxton's name coming from a railway station in South Wales, Stepford Bay being based off Cardiff Bay, and Marston Hill TMD resembling Taftswell Depot. Not going to lie, I wasn't expecting to make this video. I wonder what's next. Facts about the nightly sleeper, facts about freight, facts about high speed.